Here because I'm a nervous speaker. Alrighty. I've known Dale and Peggy Hirons since I was 13, so for about 10 years, when I first found my way into the youth center in downtown Fort Erie. I began volunteering on Friday nights at the youth dances, calling myself DJ Axel Gabby Rose, and enjoying free coffee for volunteers. Part of me still secretly blames Dale for stunting my growth. I enjoyed volunteering there so much that I completed nearly 800 community service hours, so you can say we got to know each other pretty well. Following graduating from Fort Erie Secondary, I attended Brock University and completed my bachelor's in psychology, and also attended Humber College and completed my child and youth worker diploma. I'm hoping to continue my education in the field of neuroscience in the future. Dale invited me to speak today because of my background with the community, but also because of my previous education. But hopefully we're all here to address the same problem, this social parasite that's affecting all of us. I could talk about the neuromechanisms of stress and how it affects the brain over time. I could tell you about the statistics of how many children are bullied. I could tell you about how depression and anxiety fill the hearts of so many children that many end up going on medication and require extensive therapeutic intervention. But I believe that listing statistics only gets you so far. In order to fully understand what bullying is, one has to experience its devastation, its cruelty, and its ability to change your life forever. Although I was bullied myself, the majority of my pain came from watching others being bullied. I heard the gossip, rumors, threats, and hurtful words that were exchanged. I witnessed the acts of aggression and humiliation that my fellow students were experiencing. One of my first big confrontations with the effects of bullying was with one of my close friends in high school. She was bullied and didn't have the support system that she needed at home. As we got older, she took comfort in drinking excessively and hiding from the rest of the world. This is fairly common, as escape, denial, and victimizations are all common signs of being bullied or victimized. Without appropriate outlets, individuals will avoid their pain and may numb it with substances. Over time, some people may become dependent on these coping mechanisms and fail to find an appropriate outlet for their pain and may become trapped in these vicious cycles of self-destruction. In grade 11, I was called out of class so the counselor could tell me my friend had tried to kill herself the night before. I was devastated. I don't know of any other time in my life when my empathy for her turned so quickly into hatred for others. Over time, she's gotten better and is now taking care of herself. But we often think, how could anyone feel so desperate to feel this way and think that this is their only way out? Well, let me tell you what happens, and it happens a lot more frequently than you will ever know. Many of them do get help, but for those precious few who don't, the result is often heartbreaking and unexpected. She wasn't the only person in my life to be affected by bullying. My best friend was always made fun of for being different. He's a very caring and strong-willed person and never seemed to show that the bullying bothered him. Only last year did he finally allow himself to feel enough confidence to truly accept who he is after years of denying and minimizing any pain that he suffered. I'm really sorry. His internal state conflicted with what was expected of him, and I'm extremely proud to say that I was the first person that he came out to as bisexual. Despite all the joy that he finally felt in being able to free himself, I know that he will never overcome all of the fear he has just for being who he is. My friend will always have that fear that he will not be liked simply because he doesn't fit into some category of normal. This breaks my heart to no end, but I deeply admire his courage and strength. When he felt he couldn't talk to someone face to face, he went online and found others who were going through similar situations. Never underestimate the power of talking to those who share your situation. It could save a life. These are just 2 stories out of the countless number that I could share with you. Bullying doesn't require a playground or a hallway. It can happen in an office, in a home, or even in the parking lot. Any act of intimidation, humiliation, or domination is considered to be the act of a bully. Of course, there are varying degrees of bullying, but that does not mean that in any case where a child is made to feel less than he or she deserves should be ignored. As a teenager, I witnessed and experienced it. As a child and youth worker, I have consoled children who thought that they didn't deserve to be happy or feel like they belong. When children grow up in this type of environment, They often lack confidence, healthy coping skills, and the willpower or ability to stand up for themselves. Bullying is an age-old problem, but the methods of delivery has changed. Kids are constantly available to one another through social media, the use of cell phones, as well as spending less time with their families. How do you stop something if you don't know what's happening? Communication is one of the single most powerful tools you have. In neuroscience, there's a common saying that rings true here: use it or lose it. It's extremely hard to relearn your habits as an adult if there's no groundwork for it as a child. Set up those networks of communication and encourage an open, supportive relationship. With books like Death to Bullying, with programs, workshops, and the hard work of parents, support staff, and others, we have the capability to help these kids. Help us help these kids dust themselves off, find their own inner strength, and pull through to find their own happy endings.